Good morning, class. I hope you all had a great break. Today we're going to be discussing the anti-war movement, which took place during the Vietnam War. This movement was focused mostly around college students because they were excluded from the draft. So the burden of fighting fell on poor people and people in the working class, not on the rich. Um, which here's a picture of that. We won't fight in a rich man's war. People in America were typically discontent with the voice they had, specifically regarding the Vietnam War. And MLK spoke out against the war, and his compelling voice spoke to a lot of people. In 1962, a group of students called Students for a Democratic Society called for change. They believed America's involvement in the war was unjust and called for new policies for American politics and economic ideas. They wanted a more democratic system. They later called for a march on Washington protesting the war with a turnout of about 25,000 people. This protest struck thousands of students nationwide, and soon young men began burning their draft cards and fleeing to Canada to avoid fighting in the war that they deemed unjust. One of the colleges that spoke out was Columbia University, where 800 students marched off campus and smashed a fence protecting a controversial new building or a new gym that was being built. They eventually came back to campus and seized buildings till demands were met for their university and society. The protest changed the culture of the school, establishing a senate where students had a voice in some of the things that went on at the school. I will show a video later on at the end of the video, and showing a student march on the Pentagon, which is where the iconic image shown here of an anti-war protester putting flowers in the barrel of guns was taken. Today. I don't believe we have a big anti-war movement today, but there is fear of nuclear war with Korea, so I don't really, or there has been, so I don't think a lot of Americans want to go to war. I think we're afraid because of nuclear weapons owned by a lot of big and powerful countries. I do believe that we are mostly supportive of war efforts in the Middle East and of young people joining the military. However, there's been recent backlash of troops being sent to our southern border to keep out people seeking asylum. Thank you for listening.